live, everybody. Hey, everybody, Mike Lawson here with CU Broadcast. We are live on LinkedIn, X, YouTube, and wherever else we've placed this live stream for you guys to watch today. Thank you for tuning in, and it's always fun doing stuff live because you're kind of living on the edge a little bit because who knows what will happen. But we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We have the fine folks from Prizeout today. Let's just bring them in because we're talking about a really cool piece of technology. But let's bring in David Metz from Prizeout. David, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm good, Michael. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Yeah, we're talking about how debit is being reinvented by you guys there at Prizeout, and a certain group of credit unions are already leading the way with this type of stuff. So I think, and based on the screen that I have up here, we're talking about CashBack Pay. So yeah, but I want to start out, David. I'm going to take this off the screen real quickly here. So I want to start out with the $1,000 question here. How is Prizeout reinventing debit for credit unions today?
100%. And I'm happy to walk you through it. But from a high level, when we first started partnering with credit unions, I did not realize how much of the credit union industry is primarily debit spend. It's something like 70-80%.
That's us. We're a debit family for sure.
100%. And there's usually mainly two reasons why. One is just financial responsibility, right? They don't want to get in trouble. You know, I think the country's over $2 trillion in credit card debt, right? So while it can be a dangerous thing. And the other reason is some people just don't qualify for credit as well, right?
Right.
But since Durbin, rewards don't exist anymore on debit card. Right. So it's kind of like a forgotten class. Credit card users are getting all the rewards and debit card users are not getting it. Right. And that's just because there's not enough interchange to go around to be able to give those rewards. Right. So what we've created with Pay is both a way for people not only to get rewarded for all their spend, but in often cases get as much as 2 times more cash back than even credit cards can give. Right. So
gotcha.
You get a demographic that is going from no rewards to not only some rewards, but in many cases, more rewards than they could ever get on credit card. Right. And in addition, the credit unions themselves are making more non-interest on each transaction as well. So everyone's kind of walking away a winner. Not only are they giving their members cash back where they previously didn't, but they're also making some more money in the process as well, which is great.
Which goes to the old cliche, it's a win-win situation, I think, for everybody involved. So, well, actually, I think it's a 3-win situation because the credit union's winning, the consumer or the member's winning, and then whoever's getting the merchants are winning as well. So yep. we added one there, David. Well done.
100%. The only person probably not winning in this scenario is like Visa, MasterCard, because what is unique is the whole thing runs on gift card rails, not Visa, MasterCard rails, because gift cards are the only things that universally accepted at point of sale that's not run on the Visa, MasterCard rails. Yeah. So that's how we're able to fund the whole ecosystem.
Gotcha. All right. So I want to get to what is CashBack Pay, and then we're gonna talk about how does it work, and you're gonna share a quick demo as well. So do you want to do that all in one, or how do you want to work it? Because I can bring up the. Let's just do the demo now. Why not?
Let's dive in. Do it. Awesome. So this product is a standalone app that credit union members can download. So essentially, and we'll use MSU. They're one of our credit union partners that recently went live. They sent an email out to members and say, we have this new product that's going to allow you to get cash back on all your purchases if you're a debit card user. Yep. And then the member would see this screen when they click on the link. This is the App Store. And then within the App Store, they would click Get. You see Welcome to CashBack Pay now. So now they're actually in the app. So they would hit Get Started. And this is where this is unique and really has never been done before. We integrate both with the core and online banking systems of each credit union. So this is what allows us to do what I'm going to show you now. So we would need them to actually connect their checking account to the app from their credit union. So they would hit Continue. They would find their credit union. So in this case, we'll use our friends at Suncoast. Okay. I'm a Suncoast member. They click on Suncoast and they would log on to the app just like they would on their online banking.
Gotcha.
And once they log in, their checking account is now connected to the app.
Love it.
So what's pretty wild is that those that have already downloaded and made a purchase, 67 or 60 to 70% of their previous debit spend with that merchant is now going entirely through the app. So essentially, they're kind of ditching their debit card and having this be their primary way to pay. And obviously the motivation is because they're getting cash back. So whenever they're in store, they just open their app. This is the page they're going to see. They click on in store. Let's say they're in Walmart. They click on Walmart. They see they're going to get 6% cash back. And once they get to the cashier and they see their total, they just type in the total. So in this case, it's $97.32.
Right.
And within a second or two, the digital gift card pops up and they just scan it, tap it, write in the code, whatever's available. But in this case, they just made $5.84. It shows up. They can instantly transfer it right back into their checking or savings.
No way.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty seamless and pretty frictionless.
Oh my gosh. I would be using this every day.
Well, that's what's starting to happen. What's even cooler is the online experience. So let's say they're sitting on their couch in their PJs and they want to online shop. So they click on online and let's say Nike. Cool. Yeah. I want to shop at Nike. It's 14% bonus. That's amazing. They click on Nike. We actually load the merchant site entirely within the app. So in this case, the whole thing is branded Suncoast Pay because we know credit unions are competing with PayPal and Shop Pay and a million different other ways to pay. Yeah. So this ensures that Suncoast is top of wallet. So what happens is when they get to the checkout screen, they just click to pay, Suncoast Pay. And we automatically load the exact amount that they're checking out for, $123. They see they're going to get $17.22 instantly back. They just hit continue. It's their checking account that's going to be debited. So what's actually happening in the background is we're debiting their checking account, instantly buying $123 Nike digital gift card, and we apply it to them at checkout. So it's really just one click. So they just earned $17. Their sneakers are on the way. Everything was paid for. The credit union earned more money than they would have if they just used their debit card.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So cool. Yeah, I would be all over this.
Yeah, it's the next evolution, and at least what I've heard from the key. So a lot of times the credit unions are playing catch up with innovation, like they're leading this payments innovation.
This one's ahead of the game for sure. Yeah, yeah. Really, well, and my next question here now, I'm assuming the demo has been concluded, unless is there more to it? Because this is pretty darn good. So if there's more, that's even it just gets better and better. So how you say it's transforming decades old spending behavior? Can you expand on that, or how so does it do that?
Yeah, sure. So like before a member downloaded this, they were going into their wallet and they were taking out a card and they were swiping it, right? And when they swiped it, in that case, I use Suncoast, right? Suncoast is over 10 billion in assets, right? So two things would have happened before this. One is they would have bought those Nike sneakers and got nothing, right? And Suncoast probably would have made, I don't know, 25 to 50 basis points, maybe. Right. Now with this, they're just opening their app and just typing in the amount. And now the member in that case earned $17, and Suncoast probably made 4 or 5 times more in interchange than would have made if they just used their debit.
Yeah.
That's fundamentally disruptive. Right. And, credit card rewards is, people are using it to like upgrade to business or go the lounge, right? Like we hear so many stories from members because of CashBack Plus Pay. I'm able to go on a date night with my husband. We had one member that said, that she's a single mom and she's got 3 kids. And for the first time in 20 years, she treated herself to a new pair of sneakers, right? So like hearing those stories is making a huge difference, right? That's, obviously there's the economic side, that's the quantitative, but there's also the qualitative, like the difference it's making on members' lives, having that extra money in a period of inflationary pressure. So, that money's really, really needed by a lot of members.
Okay. What did it for me, David, is all that is absolutely wonderful. But when I saw the amount that I'm getting back or that's going back to my account, that's what did it for me. When I see that number, it's very tangible. I'm very visual like that. And I go, oh my gosh, I saved $5 is going back into my account or something like that. I mean, that's to me is incentive enough to use it again. Cause it almost kind of, in my mind, it almost kind of gamifies it. It's like, ooh, how much more can I save? That type of, so it's for me, that's what really triggered it for me. So I'm sure you guys have done studies and behaviors and all that type of stuff, but that part of it really rang true for me.
78% of grocery spend is now entirely going through the app. So it's that everyday spending, right, that members are using, right?
Yeah,
so it's going to grocery store, getting your cup of coffee, whatever it might be, is now going through the app. So it's tough to change payment behavior, right? Because we're so used to breaking out a card, right? But obviously the incentive of that cash back has obviously worked to start to change that behavior, right? And I think I read that debit cards were introduced in like 1969, and by 1985, less than 2% of people use debit cards, right?
What?
Like adoption takes time.
Yeah.
We're already trending towards north of 1%, and we just really recently launched this. So again, I think that cashback is the carrot that really motivates people to do this. And
for sure.
Everyone has their phone on them, right? It's not like we're asking them to do something different.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited.
I would think so. And I would think credit unions, especially the ones that are using, because we mentioned at the very top that there's a group of credit unions that are already leading the way with this. And you mentioned one of them was MSU Federal Credit Union in the fine state of Michigan. So they're already seeing, based on what I read here, they're already seeing a 16% increase in usage with this. So you want to share some of that feedback so far?
Yeah, MSU's been great. I think we probably talked about in the past, the original product that we launched was called Offers, and you went on to online banking and you bought a gift card. As that became more and more popular, the credit union members wanted an easier, frictionless way to use gift cards. And that's kind of how we created Pay. And because we've made it a lot easier, the increase of spend per member has gone up, and in MSU's case, 16%, which is great.
That's it. I mean, and just getting started with this. So, I mean, these numbers are obviously going to grow, right? So
yeah, I think we launched MSU maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago max.
Yeah,
so
oh my gosh.
Just starting to roll it out.
Still in its infancy. And in the press release, even John Jeffries from Callahan's talked about it. So what was his feedback? Do you want to share that real quickly?
John's great because we talk to a lot of credit unions, but I always joke, if you've met one credit union, you've met one credit union. They're all so different, right? They have different seg bases, different geographically. I think John's perspective is so unique because he talks to all credit unions, so many different, right? So if I talk to MSU, that might be different than Stanford, right? And that might be different than Intera, right? So, but John has such a breadth of knowledge because he's talking to so many different credit unions. So it's really helpful when he kind of gives his advice or his stamp of approval. It really goes a long way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Those folks at Callahan's, they have their fingers in many pots here for sure. So yeah. And I want to go back to MSU Federal Credit Union as well, because April Kloeb said that cashback plus pay is a differentiator in checking products in the market. Can you expand on that statement real quickly? Just based on, I'm sure you've had many conversations with her as well on this.
Yeah, because what you're ultimately paying is you're paying with your checking account, right? People talk about pay by bank, and that's been around for a little bit, but nobody's really done it in a way that has gotten any kind of adoption, right? But what we're doing, we are pay by bank. When you buy that gift card, in that case, Walmart, what's happening in the background is we're debiting your checking account, and then we do an internal transfer into a GL account that sits with the credit union. And every Friday, we then go to our credit unions and we shore up the money. We are the ones sending the money to Amazon, Walmart, Nike, DoorDash, all that, et cetera, right? So it's kind of replaced with what, again, Visa and MasterCard do, right? But you're essentially just paying with your checking account, right? So as long as you have a checking account, right? And we use debit because that tends to be the user base that really uses this. As long as you have a checking account with one of the participating credit unions, you can download this product and use it.
Oh, right on. And so what are the goals? Looking at the bigger picture here, David, I mean, what are the goals here with Cashback Plus Pay? I mean, what are you guys looking to achieve here? Obviously, changing the way changing our behaviors for sure, and increasing debit usage. So any other goals you guys have in mind?
I think it's just getting the word out. Obviously, we've already given over $1 million in cash back out to members, right? So that number just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, every company wants to be profitable, make money, and grow that, et cetera. But I think that's kind of the fringe benefit, to see all that money that we've been giving out to members and then hearing the stories of what they have done with it. So honestly, I just want to keep growing that number. And that only grows with more adoption. And we have such a stacked pipeline right now of credit unions that are going live in the next 6 months.
Oh, right.
So right now it's obviously getting adoption with the ones we just went live with, which MSU. We just went live with Golden One. That was only a few weeks ago as well. So now it's making sure that we're marketing correctly to the members to understand the benefits. And then it's just getting all these other credit unions live over the next few months as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, but the more credit unions that get on this, the better the product's going to be, right? Because they're going to provide feedback on how it can be better, the data that you're going to gather, all the stuff, the more that get on this, the better this product's going to be, right? Or this technology rather.
100%. And the more that get on it, the more the merchants want to be on it, because that's where the people are, right? Because merchants want to get in front of money and people before they make their purchasing decision. So more people equal more merchants, which usually tends to equal even bigger cashback bonuses.
Yeah, indeed. Like we said in the beginning, everybody wins in this situation. So good stuff here. All right, David. Well, anything else here to add to wrap up before I let you get back to work? Because you are a busy guy these days, and rightfully so.
No, honestly, if anyone wants to reach out, we have obviously a ton of credit union partners, but people that we haven't spoken out to, if anyone want to reach out, David at Prizeout, please email me. And Michael, you have always been great, and you're such an advocate for the credit union industry. Really appreciate your time and everything that you do.
Happy to have you guys on. I love stuff like this. I love how we're pushing that proverbial envelope, and you guys are right there at the tip of the spear, as they say. So keep it up, man. All right, and look forward to having you guys back on as well.
Thanks,
Good job. Well done. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh, that was epic.